What is up guys, Wraec here with a new video, and today we're going to take a look at the new event week in Idle Heroes. Actually, not a very big one, nothing too fancy going on here. The only thing really saving this event week and why we are going to make a video about this is DHS once again decided to put up the Fragrant Garden Party event, and they have decided to give us the chests again with the Imprint infusion stone shards. I'm not too sure if this is the same value as we got last time, but it is still rather crazy, because if we scroll down here, the requirement, by the way, to unlock those is to do profit ops. So we have to do 640 profit ops for the lowest stash. You see we get 6 chests right here, and every single one of those chests includes 1.5k Imprint infusion stone shards, meaning 9,000 basically. So this is 9,000, this is another 9,000, this is another 6,000. So you can see how that turns out to be big value. In total, 7.8 of the purple stones, and we got also the red stones right here, of which we get 3.25 in total. Very, very good event for that value, but it's only unlocked once you spend on it. So it's not really a free-to-play thing. The course itself right here aren't really worth it. We are, of course, going to go for it in a second. One thing that I wanted to show you guys, we got the normal chest right here, Deluxe gift box number 2 with everything included. And then they decided to give us a box in chains now, which I thought was quite curious. And this one includes the Soulbound Crystal, which gives you a Soulbound Awakening. So not the normal crystal that you usually get, but the Soulbound one. So if you spend your Starry gems on this, you only get like the Soulbound one, which makes me curious, is this also a case for Arena? Because of course we got the Arena shop. But here you still have the real one, the Awakened one. Honestly, I think it's going to go. If I'm honest, I don't think IDH is going to keep that in there. I wouldn't expect them to keep that in there. It's going to be quite bad. But I think at one point DH is going to remove that, even though it sucks. But yeah, let's buy those as often as we can till then. But I think they are still fighting Starry gem farmers for whatever reason, so it's one thing that they are going to do. We have to go and basically get the luck relay now, 5 free profit ops there for anybody, and then we can go ahead and basically use our Xsola coupons, which is not purchasing for free. In fact, it's just the Xsola payment variant that they have, and I'm using these coupons instead of real money, but I bought the coupons for real money, so it's not a free purchase, as some people always ask in the comments if I don't mention this. So we have to mention this right now. We do get a ton of single pages, which means at one point we should do a single page drawing video again. And then you start getting those flowers, and those are for the Fragrant Garden Party. So this is the one that gives you the red orbs here at, I think, how much was this? 80 USD spent. And then you have the next one, which right here includes the double loot and the smash. And we get the Fragrant Privilege number 3. And this one is the last one we're going to purchase. We are not going to go for the rest here. This is some extra loot, yeah, but it's just not worth it. I mean, if we are going to go for a big event or even something like Card Clash, we're just going to earn more. And then we basically unlock all the rewards here. Now it's just about daily check-in, which we get. There are a few extra single pages, and of course the Radiant Soul Crystal if you want that. And yeah, basically now it's about Prophet Summon. Or which hero do we have in here? We do have a Melissa, not bad. Jara, kinda bad, unless we get the treasures. Honestly, guys, I still think if we get sufficiently great treasures for her, is she going to make a comeback? I don't know. I compared her a little bit to Melissa recently, because both need to attack to do their CC. I still think Jara is the cooler hero out of the two, but I don't know if treasures could save that. It's just like a failed concept, or a concept that is so out of time that just won't work. No soul transfer cubes. If you watched my last video, you know why I'm mad about this. We just don't get any from Profit Ops. Kinda annoying. So the question now is, which faction do we go for? I mean, we do have Melissa right now in Forest, I reckon. So we could go for that. It's pretty good value. Going LBRM2. Sylvie, we have to do some Sylvie stuff. I kinda think we have to do some more Sylvie stuff. I mean, she got her video, but then she just fell off the radar. I think we just gotta have to do like a Sylvie video once again. I feel like that. I feel like that, guys. But till then, let's try to get as many Melissa copies as we can. So none so far, which is a bit annoying, but we can live with it. We didn't even use the branches in the last Soul Awakening session that we did. 334k there, we got a Melissa. That is kind of crazy. I was kind of thinking about doing another Soul Awakening session. Something getting like an S-core maybe. But the last one was so expensive. I already argued that honestly, they don't do enough Soul Awakening sessions. They don't do enough of them. They are like every 2 months or something. And it just doesn't feel enough. It just doesn't feel enough. Because every time they, ooh, nice, let's go Maria, there we go. Because the last one just went through the roof. It was insane. Another Melissa. Insane, we take that. Last one was like super expensive. I think for the points that I had in the one where I got the SSS core, I think I would have gotten place 6 or 7 or something in that. Insane. Insane, guys. Absolutely mad. Because I was really thinking like, maybe you can do like a spontaneous session. You can go in there and maybe get that S-core, do a nice video about that, and kind of like do a little bit of a surprise session. But then I saw the points. I was like, nah, mate, you can't. Forget about that. Forget about that. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. And I don't know when we are going to do the next one now. I don't know about that. I mean, like for Maria, if we had like an S-core, it wouldn't really have been worth it. It's like a skip hero for me still. Maria was so disappointing for me. So disappointing. I was so hyped when I saw the base version. I was really like preparing in my mind already to use my SSS core and kind of get hyped for that. And then I just saw the Transcendence version. I was so disappointed with it. But next thing is coming up, and that's actually also kind of hype. I think 2 months. And then we are going to get the, or 1.5 months, I should say. We're going to get the 10th anniversary of Idle Heroes. Absolutely going to be insane. The 9th anniversary had me really surprised because there they really put out a ton of loot. And I didn't see that coming. I'll be honest with you guys. Usually I'm like, the age is a little bit greedy with the stuff. We don't, I mean, the codes are good. Compared to other games, the codes in Idle Heroes are pretty good. We get like 10 cores and stuff sometimes in there. But usually the events are fairly limited, so didn't expect them to make a huge 10th anniversary, or 9th anniversary in that case it was. But they did so many codes. There were like, 10 codes, 20 codes, something like that. Insane loot. So I was really hyped about that. And I think when we do the 10th anniversary now, my expectation is you have to do even more. You have to do even more. It's a 10th anniversary. How crazy is that? It's a 10th anniversary, so you have to do even more than that, and you have to make it truly insane. So I'm looking forward to that. There is a good chance that we're going to see a new Dark Hero arrive during that 10th anniversary, and probably, and with a high likelihood, honestly, it will be a double release, so like a release of the normal hero with the Transcendence version, I would guess. That is what I'm personally expecting. Normal version and the Transcendence version together. They did that a few times already. I think they did it for PDE. I'm not sure if they did it for IHP too. But that can happen, and if that happens, then we do have a pretty high likelihood that the Dark Hero is going to be good. Aside from, well, Vespera, but I know a lot of people like Vespera and she sees play, so I don't know if we should necessarily say that she's like bad. She saw a lot of play in the release weekend, but I would say she's kind of off meta compared to the rest of the Transcendence heroes. But we got IEA, IHP, PDE. PDE was insane at release. Fell a bit off now, but that's okay. SSM, madness. We got LFA. Like, okay, I mean, like, this is already enough. Imagine what else we could get. We had some normal heroes even before that were insane. I mean, Dark Arthandol had her meta, but I wouldn't really mention her right now. Meme had a lot of fans. Insane hero also. Honestly, a Transcendence meme would fit so well into the current meta. Combined with IEA, with like Nova, LBRM, and stuff like that. That would be truly insane, honestly. Transcendence meme. Or Drake, just deleting the defenses of heroes. Huge mark damage. Ooh, and the dodge that he has. Or carry. That was the hero where I was the most afraid that they were going to do a Transcendence version. That's insane. Interestingly, the hero that I closest in form of a Transcendence hero to carry is TBB for me. And the thing is, TBB was carry was mostly feared for energy drain. And for TBB, the CC is the insane thing, the damage is the insane thing, but people forget that TBB also drains energy of the whole enemy team. So she's kind of closest in my mind to carry in that regard, you know? But like true carry, I don't know, they would have to adjust like a ton to make a carry be like a threatening Transcendence hero. Because the dodge alone won't do it, the outburst of magic alone won't do it. And that was like what made her insane. Because 40% chance to dodge, that isn't too insane anymore, you have dodge offset, so I don't know. I don't know. But we are going to see probably an insane Dark Hero. So chances are pretty high we're going to get 10th anniversary. Plus on top of that, we are going to use the SSS core. So yeah, there's a high likelihood for that. And so I'm pretty hyped about it. Let's first get our redstones right here. Bam, 26 chest, 32k, we take it. I think I have a little bit extra. This looks so annoying. This looks so bad, if I'm honest. I mean, just get the single pages. A lot of people are hyped for those crystals. I'm mostly looking at the single pages and the treasure and the monster tickets, so I'm not really too concerned by it. But I know that a lot of people are looking at the other stuff and don't like this kind of drop here. 52 chests right here. It's only from this event. It's only from this event. So it's like 78k of that material just from this event. We have so many single pages. I really have to do some kind of video with that. But I don't really know what to go for. I'm honestly... I don't know where we were even like last time. I think... Wait, let me check that out. Where were we last time? I think we did Sealand, didn't we? I think we were in Sealand. Sealand drops. And what I also do want to have... Forbidden Zone Showdown for the boss fights. Could be crazy. Could be crazy. I could see that. So that is definitely one where I also want to take a look at. Honestly, at some point we could do Aspen Dungeon. Not that I can't clear it, but it's a game mode where speed was always important. So they could make it so the sigil is kind of required. Could see that. Could see that in the future. I will have to see what happens really. We are at level 12 here. So honestly, ooh, check this out. This is going to be great. Because now we can just level, and then, wait a second, I think we have a 10 star. We don't, bloody hell. Okay, fixed, got the 10 star, there we go. And that's actually our next level 15 hero right here, so now we could unlock the Imprint infusion, but I don't think I maxed on all of the heroes that I wanted to have this on, so this is another question if we are going to go for that. I know I still have max on the Oscar, even though I don't use him right now. I think we have level 21. Yeah, level 21 right here. We do have level 40. It's a little bit annoying that there is no easy way to view this, actually. I don't think we have it on IEA. No, that's level 0. And on IHB, we have level 30. Yeah, so I was maxing out her, so we can probably just focus on her and continue there. And then I don't know if we are going to go for like SQH or something. I could see that too. I think for the moment we just go with that. The insane part that I noticed, this costs 300,000 Stellar and 300,000 Crystal of Transcendence. And I just noticed how insanely draining this is to my Crystal of Transcendence. Because check this out. We're just going to go for the level up. And I had it a few times already that I just kind of ran out. Of Crystal of Transcendence because we just spent like nearly 3 million Crystal of Transcendence there on this hero. And I built, I think it was Maria, and I wanted to just like go ahead and put like a little bit of those stones on, I think it was IHP still, and I just ran out completely, and I had to use some chests to get it. But for PvP it's interesting. I just go for a few different stats here. So something like this is very interesting. Extra control, immunity and self-removal of control effects, we can take something like that. But there are actually a lot of blue stats that I just really like for that. I don't really go for damage too much, but like if we have something like this, we get shield gain, we have instant HP restoration, we have some other stuff there as well. Extra block if you have something like an HHA build going on, armor. And some of these skills at the end are also really, really good. This gives you extra shield. And we have counterattacks here with the armor, if the armor of the enemy is lower. So this is a question where I still think about whether or not I'm going to go for stuff like this. But it's like, we do get the counterattack stuff here, and it can be really, really interesting. And have all damage reduction self-increase, which I think is funny because we can combine it with body perfection. It is fairly, fairly fancy. And she can just like max out her body, her all damage reduction herself with that. And so many of those blue nodes are actually pretty good. Self-max the damage reduction if you don't have it already. I also go for the speed nodes, obviously. Speed plus 20 is just insane. We don't really need the control immunity offset on this one. I think... Do we take the... Which one was that? That is the attack steal. We have the debuff removal. I think I want to have the debuff removal too. Do we want the last node here? extra debuff removal. We can take that too. Now we have one more node to take. And sometimes it can make sense if you just see like that. You have like the split path here, and those grant extra stats. So if you want to go for something like that, that can often make sense. What do we have here? Crit damage reduction, damage reduction. Crit damage reduction is fairly cool. Do we want to upgrade that? I don't really want to upgrade that one though. I'll be honest. What was that? That is just attack and HP. That is just attack and HP. It's interesting that this one really doesn't have anything extra. Doesn't have anything extra. Outburst of magic. So... yeah, I always have to reconsider here. But I find myself not going for like the red ones too much in for PvP heroes. I don't know. It's really that a lot of stuff already deals so much damage that I don't think you necessarily need to add too much to it for PvP. You can obviously, I mean, in some situations, it's okay, makes sense. But I don't think for HP it makes much sense. Because her main thing for my account is really to survive a little bit longer than the enemy. And when all the LBRMs have nuked both sides and all the IEAs nuked both sides, then I just want my IHP to still stand. That is like the main thing. Well, you have level 38 here now, so that's pretty good. Obviously, we have level 42 on LFA. So we are fairly well progressed in that. I still can expect them to put this up as like a requirement for the Grimoire Book 3. And I think, honestly, Grimoire Book 3 is way overdue. I see so many people that have maxed Grimoire Chapter 2 now. I think even the age said that he maxed it. And that's really the point where we need, like, honestly, Grimoire Book 3 and 4. And that is I think, kind of important. As there's like a whale, I find myself, like, not being able to put too much distance between me and free-to-play outside of, like, free-to-play is said too much. Maybe mid-spanners. As like a whale, you find yourself in a position where putting distance between you and the mid-spender is kind of difficult right now. Of course, with an X tier, you still have like a big gap in that sense. But the main power mechanic, Grimoire, it is rather slowly released in that perspective. So it's a bit of a difficult situation. I don't know. We do have some heroic miracle rewards here. I'm going to do that later. That is not that interesting, I think. We are obviously going to go ahead and max that out. Usually I take all the loot from that. We also still have like 4,000 Aurora stars. It's kind of nice now because we get like the 100 space gem. So I like that they increase the slots that way. I got some extra loot in here too. I get the Monster Cultivation chest usually, but I just don't need it. But there's some good stuff in here. I like it. So I think that's mostly it for this event. Didn't really want to stretch it out. We have to do some more stuff. People have told me, Wraec, you didn't make a video about the IHP treasures, and I know. It's true, I know. The thing is, they aren't really visual. It's really hard to demonstrate them. They aren't really that fancy. It's not like I can say, oh, in the Machine House you see the entire enemy team. It's just not that. I'm a little bit disappointed by them too. But maybe we still make a video, do some PvP, show them off a little bit. And it can be interesting. But of course, it has to be outside of Star Expedition. Same issue as I talked about in the last video. If you haven't watched that yet, I absolutely recommend it. We made a video about Star Soul transfers and why they are destroying Idle Heroes for players with like multiple Star Souls at the moment. And I think it's an issue that we really should basically fight now before too many people really face it. Because now it's only like whales and probably Heistmanners really that have this issue and are really annoyed by it. But I think it's only a matter of time. Usually it's like 3-4 months and then everybody has the issue. And it's at least the experience that I have from like the guides that I make. Because people always tell me when I make like a guide on Destiny transition, oh, I'm never going to need that. In like 4 years time, I'm going to need that. And then like half a year later, they are in the comments and said, oh, well, it's already time for it. I needed it now. It was the same with Star Souls and everything else. Like really, it's always the same. I make the guide, it gets like low views when I release it. And then like later on, it gets them. And it's pretty cool. I saw that my Destiny transition guide is now my 3rd most viewed video on my main channel. It has like 25,000 views. Absolutely insane. Thank you for that, guys. But yeah, we are going to take a look at IHP treasures. You should take a look at the Destiny transfer video, and with that I think it's a great time to end the video. As always, if you want to get some cheap Starry gems to do events like this and in the future, or get some nice copies, you always check out the link in the description. There's a link to SGUp. That's the best source for Starry gems, safest source as well. Got asked whether you can be banned for that. The answer is no. Nobody get banned for that. The H doesn't ban people for buying Starry gems, just the case. Only for farming Starry gems you get banned. That's just the way this works. And then we also do some Starry Gem giveaways every now and then on SG Hub, so that's always a nice opportunity for you to check that out too. We're probably going to do another one. I feel like next month. I honestly want to do them more often. Maybe we're going to do that. We're going to see. And anyway, I wish you guys a great day. I will see us in the next one.